Hey guys, just want to take the opportunity to thank you again for coming to the DVRT workshop this weekend in Wyckoff, New Jersey at my buddy Rich's place, Next Generation Training Center. Now, a couple of you had asked me some questions about getting a hold of the warm-up, and I figured the easiest way to do it was just to run through it, get it on tape, and you can have it if you need it, okay? So, nice and easy, we're going to set you up in this position right here. We're going to fold one leg right in front of us, okay? I've got my left leg folded in front, I've got my right leg folded in behind us with my heel tucked into my butt, okay? And basically what we're doing is we're forcing ourselves to sit into a little internal rotation, okay? Everybody wants to be in external rotation. This is a great way to check on how is our internal rotation, okay? So we used it as a great way to sort of scan the room and see what was going on, okay? So, now nice and easy, I got myself sitting here. Just sitting upright for a lot of people will be very, very difficult. Let me come off here just a little bit so you can see what we're gonna do, okay? So now, if I take my feet and I leave them centered right there and just transfer myself over to the other side and switch my feet. Now I have a little restriction in this left hip, so I can tell you right away that that's a little bit difficult for me, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get myself as square as possible, sit up as tall as possible, and then just rotate those feet from side to side. Now if I'm doing this right, my feet should really stay in a fixed place, okay? And I'm just rolling my knees internally, going back and forth, okay? What I'll talk to you about is the regression for this. If someone can't do this and they still want them in the class, they can lean back a little bit and just move through that hip capsule a little bit, and that'll open up those tissues, give them a little bit more mobility as they start to work through it, okay? You can squeeze your glutes a little bit, try to get a little extra in there, and that'll help as well, okay? We're gonna start right here. We're gonna end up side to side in this position again, okay, where we started. Okay, so I'm gonna have my right foot behind me, left foot folded in front of me, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring myself up into hip extension. All the way up, squeezing my glutes as hard as I can, okay? To really try to push those hips forward, trying to keep the chest up, shoulders back. Okay, I'll come back down, nice and easy, in control, okay? Again, back up, squeezing as hard as I can. Now, like I said, I have a restriction on my left side, so I can feel this pretty hard. This hip does not want to go into extension. It's something I'm always working on. Right back down, nice and slow, one more time. I'll do this 3 or 4 times just to really focus on getting those extensions going and really feeling those glutes fired up. Now, on the last one, I'll come on up, squeeze for a minute, and then I'll take this leg that's folded underneath us, and I'll bring it forward, okay? I'll dig in with the back toe on the left side, activate that glute and that hamstring. I give myself a little posterior pelvic tilt and slowly push that hip towards the wall in front of me, okay? Really trying to get that stretch in that hip and also down into that quad a little bit, okay? Squeezing that glute as hard as I can to help myself into extension. I'll take this right hand, I'll reach for the ceiling, try to get a little stretch right in that psoas, feel that stretch go all the way down that abdominal wall into that quad. If I want to intensify a little bit, I can lean across just a touch to really feel it open up a little bit more, okay? Try to synchronize that with your breathing, it helps a lot. Okay, the next one I'll do is I'll take this left foot forward, I'll stick it forward, I'll have the toe flexed up towards my knee, I'll pull back as hard as I can, I'll take my hands, I'll put them right in the crease of my hips, and what I'll try to do is I'll try to hinge at the hip and try to feel that neural tension build up behind that knee. Again, my trick here is to try to make contact with my chest and the front of my leg, not to round at the spine to get myself down. I really want to focus on hinging at that hip, really focusing and trying to build up that motor pattern, okay? Nice and easy, I'll come back up, take a deep breath, release some of that tension. I'll pull back on that toe one more time and slowly drive myself back down once more. Good. After that, I'll come on back up. I'll take this leg, I'll abduct it out, try to stay in that frontal plane with my hips. I'll pull that big toe back towards my knee. I'll take my left hand, put it down, and what we'll do is we'll come all the way across, try to get that hand down. I'm trying to keep myself as square as possible to the front of the room and not roll that right shoulder over so I get that good stretch down that lateral line and hinge right in that frontal plane, okay? That's it, reaching up as high as I can, feeling that stretch. Get down a little deeper if I can. Again, do that a couple times. Next, what I'll do is I'll bring that left leg out behind me. I'll fold this right leg underneath me. I'll sit my hips down, trying to drive that left hip into the floor, feeling a good stretch in that glute, also in the back of that left hip. Okay? I'll push it down nicely, try to stay as square as possible. When I'm feeling comfortable, I'll lower myself down to the floor, increasing the intensity on that back glute. Elbows down. Again, still trying to push that left hip into the floor. Next, if I feel comfortable, I'll reach forward, drop my head towards the wall, towards the floor, try to touch the front of the room with my fingertips, try to touch the back of the room with my toes. Lastly, what I'll do is I'll take that right hand, bring it on the outside of my right knee, and then creep my left hand across so I can add a little rotation there. Try to feel that twist as I really try to turn the screws on that right butt cheek, Okay, really feel that hip open up a little bit. Once I'm done with that, all right, I'll come on up and then I'll slide myself forward and voila, I'm in the same position to do the same thing. I'm in the position to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so again, just like before, I'm going to try to push myself up into extension, all the way up, squeezing those glutes as hard as I can, chest up, shoulders back and down, really trying to get a good squeeze in that hip. All right, a couple times, just like before, say 3 or 4, no problem. Once I'm through that, okay, I'll bring that foot forward, the foot that was folded underneath me forward. I'll dig that back toe in, push to your pelvic tilt, push that hip forward until I feel that stretch. This is my bad side, so I'm feeling this already. Make sure that back toe is tucked in, make sure that butt cheek on the left side is squeezed. Next, hand up towards the ceiling. Stretch that so as get that hip flexor fired up. Maybe add a little reach across the top. Good, then I'll come back down. Right toe flexed up, hands in the crease. Fold right in half. Again, trying to make sure I'm hinging at the hip, not rounding at the spine. Keep the chest up, shoulders back and down. Okay, even here I'm starting to work on some of that thoracic extension position that we were talking about during the workshop. Okay, again, same thing, all the way up. Bring it to the outside. Right hand comes down, left hand comes across. I'm really trying to focus on pulling back with that big toe on my right side, getting myself down, feeling that nice stretch along that lateral line. Some of you may feel it a little bit more on the hammy than the adductor. Others will get along that outside. Either way is fine. Just see what you got. Okay? Again, just like before, back up. Slide that right leg back behind us. Fold that body right in half. Get that left knee underneath. Drive that right hip into the floor. Okay? Feel that stretch in those glutes. You feel comfortable. Come on down to the elbows. Even more comfortable. All the way down to the hands, extending out as far as you can, trying to make a nice long torso. Again, trying to focus that stretch in that left hip. Next, we'll bring the left hand down. Right hand will creep over. And a little rotation there to really turn the screws on stretching that glute and that hip on that left side. Then back to center. There you go. Works great. Gets my hips nice and primed up for what I'm going to do, but especially before our sandbag class. People really love it. Gets them all grooved up and ready for some accelerated lifting. Hope you liked it. Again, guys, I hope you had a great time. We had a great time working with you guys. Hope to see you again soon. Let me know what you think. All right, take care. Have a great day.